Welcome everyone to this special MCQ series on UGC NET English Literature. This series is designed strictly according to the official UGC syllabus, with high-level, PYQ-based, and concept-trap questions that help you think like a NET examiner. Here, we don't just revise literature, we decode it, challenge it, and master it. If you are preparing for UGC NET, JRF, Assistant Professor, TGT or PGT, this series will strengthen your conceptual clarity, elimination skills, and exam temperament. So, before we begin, like this video to support quality academic content. Share it with your fellow aspirants. And subscribe to the channel for daily high-level MCQs, theory traps, and full syllabus coverage. Tarankan. Let's begin today's questions and move one step closer to cracking UGC NET. All the best, and let the thinking begin. First question. In Aristotle, catharsis is produced through A. Laughter and joy, B. Fear and pity, C. Surprise and shock, D. Love and admiration. Right answer is option B. Fear and pity. Next question. The Indian aesthetic term, Sahriday, refers to A. the poet alone, B. the stage manager, C. the ideal sensitive reader or spectator, D. the moral critic. Right answer is option C. the ideal sensitive reader or spectator. Next question. Dhwani theory was formulated mainly by A. Bharat, B. Anandvardhana, C. Bhamaha, D. Dandin. Right answer is option B. Anandvardhana. Next question. In Indian poetics, Vyangya denotes A. literal meaning, B. suggested meaning, C. denotative meaning, D. dictionary meaning. Right answer is option B. suggested meaning. Next question. Alankara school in Indian poetics emphasizes the ornamentation and figures of speech, B. plot unity and action, C. moral instruction of poetry, D. political commitment. Right answer is option A. ornamentation and figures of speech. Next question. Wordsworth defines poetry as A. the highest form of reason, B. emotion recollected in tranquility, C. scientific observation of nature, D. ornamented diction and rhetoric. Right answer is option B. emotion recollected in tranquility. Next question. Coleridge's primary imagination refers to A. mechanical association of images, B. passive memory process, C. the living power of human perception, D. decorative poetic fancy. Right answer is option C. the living power of human perception. Next question. Matthew Arnold's touchstone method aims to A. reject classics completely, B. compare poetic greatness using selected lines, C. study texts historically, D. judge literature only politically. Right answer is option B. compare poetic greatness using selected lines. Next question. The intentional fallacy warns against relying on A. reader response, B. historical evidence, C. authorial intention, D. linguistic structure. Right answer is option C. authorial intention. Next question. The affective fallacy refers to judging a poem by A. its historical context, B. its effect on the reader's emotions, C. its author's biography, D. its political ideology. Right answer is option B. its effect on the reader's emotions. Next question. Cleant Brooks argued that poetry is A. a language of paradox, B. pure autobiography, C. political propaganda, D. scientific truth. Right answer is option A. language of paradox. Next question. Russian formalists focused mainly on A. author's personal life, B. literary devices and technique, C. moral lessons in literature, D. social history alone. Right answer is option B. literary devices and technique. Next question. Shklovsky's defamiliarization aims to A. make perception habitual, B. restore freshness of perception, C. reduce literary complexity, D. support moral education. Right answer is option B. restore freshness of perception. Next question. Gramsci's concept of hegemony means A. rule by direct force only, B. cultural leadership through consent, C. individual psychological dominance, D. linguistic superiority. Right answer is option B. cultural leadership through consent. Next question. Althusser's interpellation refers to A. literal meaning of words, B. ideology making individuals into subjects, C. reader response to a text, D. A poetic ornament. Right answer is option B. ideology making individuals into subjects. Next question. Alain Showalter's gynecriticism focuses on A. male representations of women, B. women as writers and their literary tradition, C. postmodern aesthetics, D. language games in fiction. Right answer is option B. women as writers and their literary tradition. Next question. Wordsworth's preface to Lyrical Ballads, expanded edition, is most associated with the year 1798, B 1800, C 1815, D 1820. Right answer is option B 1800. Next question. Coleridge's Biographia Literaria was published in A 1798, B 1807, C 1817, D 1832. Right answer is option C 1817. Next question. Edward Said's Orientalism was published in A 1968, B 1973, C 1978, D 1984. Right answer is option C 1978. Next question. For Cleant Brooks, the heresy of paraphrase means A. Poetry should be simplified, B. Poetic meaning can be separated from form, C. Poetic meaning is inseparable from its form, D. Poetry must teach moral lessons. Right answer is option C. Poetic meaning is inseparable from its form. Next question. Matthew Arnold's idea of high seriousness is most closely associated with A. Tragic irony, B. Moral intensity in poetry, C. Linguistic ornamentation, D. Emotional excess. Right answer is option B. Moral intensity in poetry. Next question. In Abhinavagupta's aesthetic theory, rasa is finally experienced as A. Emotional realism, B. Personal emotion, C. Universalized aesthetic delight, D. Psychological catharsis. Right answer is option C. Universalized aesthetic delight. Question for you. Aristotle's concept of hamasha in tragedy primarily refers to A. Moral depravity of the hero, B. A fatal flaw rooted in vice, C. An error or misjudgment, D. A punishment imposed by fate. Submit the right answer below in the comment box.